Hello, and thank you for joining me today for Real Estate, Religion, and You. My name is Sylvia Black, licensed real estate broker with affordable homes and apartments in Louisville, and I'm licensed to preach and ordained as a minister. So thank you for joining me today for Real Estate, Religion, and You, which is every Wednesday, 6:30 to 7, right here on Time Warner Public Access TV Channel 20, and also Saturdays from 12:30 to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And I want to thank you for joining me today. You can also hit me up on YouTube at sblack3001. And you can also visit my, for information on real estate books and products, you can visit affordablehomesandapartments.net. And for information on religious books and products, you can visit highwaytoheavenchurch.org. And you can also hit me up on Facebook, Dr. Sylvia Black. Email me at sblack3001@gmail.com. And again, I want to thank you for joining me today for Real Estate, Religion, and You. Today we're going to talk on a continued basis of my book, Help for Homeowners Facing the Loss of Your Home. Now this book is available on affordablehomesandapartments.net, and it talks to homeowners facing foreclosure. It shows you the first 10 steps what you need to do when you're facing foreclosure for the first time. Well, when you're facing foreclosure, that is, in the beginning of the process. It gives you information and education on who to contact, should you feel that you're a victim of predatory lending or modification scams, which was what I talked about last week. And also how to be aware of people who are posing as robo-scanners, as I call them. And these are people who maliciously and fictitiously sign foreclosure documents, initiate a legal proceeding against a homeowner illegally, and then and in some cases are able to foreclose on a homeowner legally in a court of law. And of course the judge has no knowledge of what's going on. So this is a way that we can be made more aware of the legal products and services that are available to us. Now this book talks basically to homeowners who are living in the state of New York, but also anybody who's living outside of the state of New York. I direct you to the website or to information on how to find the website for information on products and services in your state. Now, foreclosure is running rampant, not just here in the state of New York, but all across the globe and even in Canada. Okay, mortgage rates are at an all-time high, and homeownership is turning from an American dream to a nightmare. But we're here at Affordable Homes and Apartments would like to help you keep the dream alive of homeownership. And today I would like to talk to you about some of the relief that's available to homeowners facing foreclosure. And as I said before, I did expand my book. So now my book has about 300 pages, whereas before it only had about 100 and something. About 150. So now it has twice as many pages in it as it did before. Okay. And in the back of the book I list home buyer and homeowner education programs all over the state of New York, including West New York. I do home buyer counseling agencies, the products and services that they offer for free, different organizations that offer in New York, including downstate New York as well as upstate New York, all across the state of New York. As a licensed real estate broker, I am licensed to do business in the state of New York. Now, as I said before, homeownership is hopefully one of the biggest investments that you will make, and not the biggest investment that you will make. Homeownership hopefully will be one of the biggest investments that you make, and I say that because hopefully you will become the homeowner, and then with the equity that you have in your home, that will encourage you to purchase another home, and then you will become an investor, not just a homeowner or home buyer. Okay? Now, it's one of the biggest investments, and you know, we're here at Affordable Homes are trying to help you keep that dream alive of home ownership. Okay, again, this book is available on affordablehomesandapartments.net and lulu.com. Okay, now this book talks to, but not limited to, and of course I have the updated table of contents in it. But I talked to you, and you can actually look at the book and it'll show you the table of contents when you go to lulu.com. You can do a preview of the first few pages. Okay, now, like I said, for most families, a home is not only a significant investment, but also a source of pride. The loss of a home due to unexpected events such as unemployment can be financially and personally devastating. Having someone commit fraud against you, a predatory lender, or committing a scam against you, can also be devastating as well. It can leave you, the homeowner, feeling like you have let your children and your family down. Okay? It can leave you not right in the mind. Excuse me. It can leave you, perhaps even, you may even bow out with grace. It could leave you ill with physical, ailments and what have you. Your mind may not get right. You may not even be able to hold a job anymore. I mean, a whole lot of things could go on with the homeowner who's facing foreclosure these days. And, it's no surprise because home ownership, as I talked to you a couple weeks ago about the settlement that had been reached and agreed upon back in 2012. So if you feel that the federal government owes you some money, that the banks owe you money, please holler at a sister and I'll direct you as to which way you need to go to find out where and how to get that money. Or you can just get a copy of my book on lulu.com or affordablehomesandapartments.net. Now we're going to talk a little bit about what are your alternatives as a homeowner facing foreclosure. Okay? What are your alternatives? Now, these are some specific things that you can do to understand the bank terminology for the help that banks can give you. Now, when you go to your banker or a bank or a housing counseling agency or anybody who you decide to go to for assistance, these are some terminology that you should be aware of, okay? And I'm not expecting for you to memorize it. If you would like to reiterate it, you can watch my YouTube video as many times as you'd like, or I can send you a copy of this video for free. Also, you can get a copy of my book, Help for Homeowners Facing the Loss of Your Home, available on affordablehomesandapartments.net and lulu.com. And when you go to lulu.com, just search my name, Sylvia Black, and or the name of the book, Help for Homeowners Facing the Loss of Your Home. Okay, now what are your alternatives? First of all, is one terminology called special forbearance. Okay, a special forbearance is when your lender may be able to arrange a repayment plan based on your financial situation. And you may even provide for a temporary reduction or suspension of your payments. You may qualify for this if you have recently experienced reduction in income or an increase in living expenses. You must furnish information to your lender to show that you would be able to meet the requirements of the new payment plan. Okay, that was called special forbearance. The next one is called a mortgage modification. Now, a mortgage modification is when you may be able to refinance the debt, your debt, okay, on the home, and or extend the term of your mortgage loan. So in other words, if you had about 15 years left on your mortgage, you may be able to get a whole brand new mortgage and just extend it for a whole 30 years or 20 years or an additional 5 years or additional 10 years or however many years you as the homeowner decide. Now remember, when you're offered an option, it's best to go home and think about it first. Even though you know you're in a desperate situation and you need help yesterday, you still should not make rash decisions. Because when you sign something, you need to know what it is that you are signing. Okay, as my mother so eloquently used to say, you don't want to sign nothing that could be chopping your head off, Okay, so you need to know what it is you're signing. Okay, so mortgage modification may help you catch up on your bills, on your mortgage, by reducing the monthly payments to a more affordable level. Now, you may qualify if you have recovered from a financial problem or can afford a new payment amount. You might have gotten a new job, they may have, whatever the situation is, you got hired back again, or the second income, you got another second income coming in, okay? Now, also under the mortgage modification is called a partial claim. Oh, no, this is separate, I'm sorry. Okay, a partial claim is when your lender may be able to work with you to obtain a one-time payment from the government or from a government fund to bring your mortgage current. Okay, and I remember I talked to you about it a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, about a lump sum payment. Now, say for example, just hypothetically, you say your mortgage is, for calculation purposes, $1,000 a month. Okay, and you are 6 months behind in your mortgage. That means you owe about $6,000, right? Now, technically speaking, all you really have to do is come up with $6,000 to stop the foreclosure proceeding. There may be interest and fees added on to that because the lawyers and the banks, they have to process the mortgage foreclosure, okay, and it's a process. If you do, let's say you file your income tax, you may have fallen behind in the fall, and now several months have passed, and now it's income tax time, and you say, hey, I have $6,000 now that I can pay those 6 months of mortgage that I owe. So I'm going to go to my bank and I'm going to say, Mr. Banker, hey, I got $6,000. That's exactly how much I am past due on my mortgage. Can I give you $6,000 and stop the foreclosure? Okay, that is called a partial claim. Okay, now you may qualify for this partial claim if your loan is at least 4 months delinquent, but no more than 12 months delinquent. Of course, now we know that the foreclosure proceeding takes 12 months. But in some cases, and it's very, very rare, don't count on it happening to you, but in some cases, the banks don't foreclose even after the 12 months is over. There are extenuating circumstances that this happens, okay? They're very rare, but it's because the bank would not benefit from foreclosing on you. Okay, more than likely, that's what it will be. Now, you also may qualify for a partial claim if you are able to begin making full mortgage payments. Okay? Now, when your lender files a partial claim, okay, the government agency will pay your lender the amount necessary to bring your mortgage current. You must execute a promissory note the same way you did when you first got the mortgage. Promissory note says, I promise to pay, okay? And a lien will be placed on your property for that amount until the promissory note is paid in full. A promissory note is interest-free, so keep that in mind, and is due when you pay off the first mortgage or when you sell the property. Now there's also, okay, we got that. Now that is called a partial claim. And we're talking from Help for Homeowners Facing the Loss of Your Home, available on lulu.com. Now there's also what we call a pre-foreclosure sale. Now a pre-foreclosure sale, this will allow you to avoid foreclosure by selling your property for an amount less than the amount necessary to pay off the mortgage loan. Now this is what I was trying to do when I told you that I managed that property across the street from Canisius College. I was trying to do that, but I didn't have the cooperation of the owner. I was the property manager and I didn't have power of attorney. Okay. Now, you may qualify for a pre-foreclosure sale if the loan is at least 2 months delinquent or you are able to sell your house within 3 to 5 months and a new appraisal that your lender will obtain shows that the value of your home meets with the HUD program guidelines. Okay? Now, there's also what we call a deed in lieu of foreclosure. Not Mary Lou, not Sarah Lou, but a deed in lieu of foreclosure. And that's spelled L-I-E-U. Okay, deed in lieu of foreclosure. Okay. At least, okay, as a last resort, okay, you may be able to voluntarily give back your property to the lender. Now who wants to do that, right? But it's an option. This will not save your home from foreclosure, okay? And it could be damaging. It probably will be, more than likely, damaging to your credit rating. It will go on there as a foreclosure. In other words, instead of you waiting for the bank to involuntarily foreclose on you, you're saying, okay, here, Mr. Banker, I'm going to give it to you. I'm voluntarily letting you foreclose on me. Duh. But it's an option, deed in lieu of foreclosure. Some people say, hey, I'd rather see somebody do that than just walk away from the property. Because now you're leaving it open for destruction, vandalism, for squatters and what have you. And you say, here, take it back. You know, they may even be able to find somebody to buy it. Now, if you come to Affordable Homes and Apartments, then we will be able to find you a buyer for that. And you wouldn't have to give your deed up. We can help you. We would do what we call, it would be a pre-foreclosure sale. We will find a buyer for you before that house goes to foreclosure. That's how good we are at what we do. Okay? So holler at a sister and visit my website at affordablehomesandapartments.net. Help for homeowners facing the loss of your home, available on lulu.com. Now, how do you qualify for any of these alternatives? I'm so glad you asked. Now, your lender will determine if you qualify for any of these alternatives that I mentioned to you. And a housing counseling agency, a nonprofit HUD-approved housing counseling agency, can also help determine which, if any, of these options may meet your needs and also assist you in interacting with your lender. Okay? Now, like I said before, you're not handicapped. You're a grown woman. You're a grown man. You don't need nobody interacting on your behalf. You can call your lender yourself. Your fingers ain't, crippled. Dial a number. Matter of fact, you don't even have to dial a number. Cell phones nowadays, you can talk into the phone. Okay? And what have you. So, just keep that in mind. No matter, I don't care who offers, I'll call your lender for you. No, thank you. You tell me what my options are, and I'll call my lender. Or I can get them on the phone while you're in my office. No, thank you. I will call them myself. May I have the phone, please? Or I'll just do it when I get home. Please don't call my lender for me. I'll call my lender myself. Just tell me what my options are. Okay? Now, should you be aware of anything else? Yes. You should be aware of scams, as I mentioned to you last week. Now, solutions that sound too simple or too good to be true usually are too good to be true. Okay? Now, if you're selling your home without a professional guidance, without the help of Affordable Homes and Apartments, okay, beware of buyers who try to rush you through the process and sign before you have a chance to look over the documents. Okay? Now, unfortunately, there are people who may try to take advantage of your financial difficulty, but be especially alert of the following. And I mentioned them to you prior to before, but these are two that I didn't mention, and one is called equity skimming. Now, in this type of scam, a buyer approaches you, offering to get you out of financial trouble by promising to pay off your mortgage or give you a sum of money when the property is sold. Okay, the buyer may suggest that you move out quickly and deed the property over to him or her. Duh. Okay, the buyer then collects rent from for a time, does not make any mortgage payments on your behalf or anybody's behalf, and allows the lender to foreclose anyhow. Remember, signing over the deed to someone else does not necessarily relieve you of your obligation of the loan. All signing over the deed does is transfer ownership from you to them. If the bank finds out that you transferred that deed of ownership, they're going to require that that mortgage is due in full. And if you can't pay that mortgage in full, then foreclosure proceeding will probably be escalated or accelerated, and you're going to lose your home and your credit's going to be shot. Now, the other one under this particular scam is two of them I mentioned, and this one is phony counseling agencies. Now, how do you detect the real counseling agencies? They'll usually have a certificate or a license or something. They have to be approved by the government. And in order to be approved by the government, there's a process they have to go to. And if they have pass a process, there's a paper that they have that says they've been approved as a housing counseling agency. Your job is to request to see that paperwork. Can I see your approval from the government that says that you're authorized, a HUD-approved housing counseling agency? Can I see your paperwork that says that? Oh, who do you think you are coming in here asking me for my paperwork? You don't trust me? No. Okay? It's bad enough that you got a little guy coming knocking on your door trying to scam you out of your home when foreclosure has actually begun. But as I mentioned to you before, now you have lawyers that are legitimate lawyers, and you have mortgage companies that actually legally work and have licenses to operate as a bank that are legally hiring phony robo-scammers to maliciously and vindictively sign over illegal documents to say that you are facing foreclosure when in fact you are not, and then process a legal proceeding against you in the court of law and actually foreclose upon you based on perjury actions. Okay? Oh yes, you got a lot to worry about as a homeowner. That's why it's important to be educated. Don't let the dream of home ownership become a nightmare. Affordable Homes and Apartments wants to help keep that dream alive of home ownership. Okay? Now, phony counseling agencies, some groups calling themselves counseling agencies, okay, may approach you and offer to perform certain services for a fee. Now, these could well be services you could do for yourself for free, such as negotiating a new payment plan with your lender, or pursuing a pre-foreclosure sale, as I mentioned in several options earlier. Or if you have any doubt in paying for such services, I have a phone number in here that you can call. Okay, now are there any precautions you should take? Yes, there are. And here are several of the precautions that should help you avoid being taken advantage of by a scam artist. Okay, in addition to verifying the signature that's on that foreclosure document, don't sign any papers you don't fully understand. They have lawyers working hard on their side, and so should you. Make sure that you get all the promises in writing, and everything should be outlined in the contract. Every agreement that you agree to should be outlined in the contract. Beware of any contract of sale or of loan assumption where you are not formally released from liability of your mortgage debt. Okay? Check with the lawyer or your mortgage company before entering into any deal involving your home. If you are selling your house yourself and to avoid foreclosure, check to see if there are any complaints against the prospective buyer. You can contact the state's attorney general, state real estate commissioner, the local district counseling agents, local district attorney counsel, the local district attorney's consumer fraud unit for this type of information. Now, one of the main points is you should remember: don't lose your home and damage your credit history. Call or write your mortgage lender immediately and be honest about your financial situation. Contact Affordable Homes and Apartments immediately as soon as you find out that you can't pay your mortgage and you may be facing foreclosure. Contact Affordable Homes and Apartments if there's a sale date coming up and 12 months have passed and you need some more time. Contact Affordable Homes if you'd like to take advantage of any of these programs that I've mentioned to you before, especially a pre-foreclosure sale. We have investors standing by ready to purchase these homes. Stay in your home to make sure you qualify for insurance assistance. Once you leave your home, you may not qualify for any of this assistance. So don't leave your home. That's why I say don't not walk away from your property. Okay? That's like that man that I told you, there was a man that I had met over there by Canisius College, and they came and they dragged him out of his house. You know what I mean? I should have gave him a standing ovation because he said, hey, I'm going to stay till the last minute, but he just didn't know what to do. If he had known the right steps to do, he probably could have saved his home. Okay? And who knows, maybe he could have been in a legal eviction. You know, they may have, those documents that he got could have been a scam. You know, any number of things could have happened, or, you know, or could have been the case. You know what I mean? And arrange an appointment with a HUD-approved housing counseling agency, and I got the phone number here. Cooperate with your counselor and your lender who's trying to help you. Make sure they're legitimate and make sure that they're offering the help that you want. Tell them what you want and make sure they stick with that. Don't let them give you what they want to give you. Okay? Explore every opportunity and alternative to keep your home and to stay in your home. Beware of the scams and don't fall victim of them. Do not sign anything you don't understand, and remember, signing over the deed to someone else does not necessarily relieve you of your loan obligation. Okay, act now. Call Affordable Homes and Apartments. Now, avoiding foreclosure. The Obama administration has implemented a number of programs to assist homeowners who are at risk of foreclosure and otherwise struggling with their monthly mortgage payments. The majority of these programs are administered through the U.S. Treasury Department and HUD. Okay, now this is a summary of some of those services. Now, distressed homeowners are encouraged to contact Affordable Homes and Apartments, and information about this where this book is available. Okay, now here's a program that's called the Making Home Affordable Program, or the MHA. The MHA program is a critical part of the Obama administration's broad strategy to help homeowners avoid foreclosure, stabilize the country's housing market, and improve the nation's economy. Homeowners can lower their monthly mortgage rates, and for these homeowners for whom homeownership is no longer affordable or desirable, the program can provide a way out, okay, which avoids foreclosure altogether. Okay. Additionally, in an effort to be responsive to the needs of today's homeownership, there are also options for the unemployed homeowner and the homeowners who owe more in their homes than their worth. In other words, your home may have been appraised for $100,000, but it's only worth $50,000. Okay, there is relief for you. Okay. Now please read. Okay, now here's some of the programs here. It's called Home Affordable Modification Program, or HAMP. Okay. HAMP, modify or refinance your loan for lower payments with a HAMP. Okay, with a Home Affordable Modification Program. HAMP lowers your monthly mortgage payment for 31% of your verified monthly gross pre-tax income to make your payments more affordable. So when you go to the bank, you say, Mr. Banker, I'd like to get a HAMP. Okay, the typical HAMP modification results in a 40% drop in a monthly mortgage payment. 18% of HAMP homeowners reduce their payments by $1,000 or more. The next one is called a Principal Reduction Alternative, or PRA. A PRA was designed to help homeowners whose homes are worth significantly less than they owe by encouraging services and investors to reduce the amount you owe on your home. The next one is called a Second Lien Modification Program, or 2MP. A 2MP, if your first mortgage was permanently modified under a HAMP or SM, you have a second mortgage on your property. You may be eligible for a modification or a principal reduction on the second mortgage under the 2MP. Likewise, if you have a home equity loan, HELOC, or home equity line of credit, or some other second lien that is making it difficult for you to keep up with your mortgage payments, learn more about the MHA program by getting a copy of Help for Homeowners Facing the Loss of Your Home on Lulu.com or AffordableHomesAndApartments.net. The next program is called the Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Not a harp that you play. No, it's a harp. Not this here. Okay? If you are current on your mortgage and you have been unable to obtain a traditional refinance because the value of your home has declined, you may be eligible to refinance through a HARP. HARP is designed to help you refinance into a new, more affordable, more stable mortgage just for you. Help homeowners facing the loss of your home, y'all. Now, what is an underwater mortgage? In today's housing market, many homeowners have experienced a decrease in their home's value. Learn about the MHA programs to address this concern for homeowners. HARP, if you are current on your mortgage and you have been unable to obtain a traditional refinance because the value of your home has declined, you may be eligible to refinance through HARP, as I said before. HARP is designed to help you refinance under new, more affordable, more stable mortgage. Principal Reduction Plan, the PRA, which I already talked about that. Okay, now here's another one called the Treasury FHA Second Lien Program, or FHA 2LP. If you have a second mortgage, the mortgage servicer of your first mortgage agrees to participate in the FHA short refinance. You may qualify to have your second mortgage on the same home reduced or eliminated through FHA 2LP. If the servicer of your second mortgage agrees to participate, the total amount of your mortgage debt after you refinance cannot exceed 115% of your home's current value. Help for homeowners facing the loss of your home, available on AffordableHomesAndApartments.net or Lulu.com, y'all. And my name is Sylvia Black, licensed real estate broker with Affordable Homes and Apartments. Holla at a sister. Assistance for unemployed homeowners. Home Affordability Unemployment Program, or the UP. UP, if you are having a tough time, I know what you're thinking. Don't go there. If you are having a tough time making your mortgage payments because you are unemployed, you may be eligible for the UP. Please join me next week right here on Time Warner Public Access TV Channel 20 for Real Estate, Religion, and You. Holla at a sister.